Mecha-ish here, and today we're going to be talking about Warcraft DUROTAN. Let's do it.
Step out of your world. Welcome back to another video, and here I have something that took me by surprise when strolling across Toys R Us, and it is Jakks specific Warcraft DUROTAN. Now this Warcraft is based on the World of Warcraft series by Blizzard Entertainment, and they're making a movie about it. Now I'm not familiar at all with WoW. You know, I know that it's called WoW. I know that it's been around a long time and it has a huge following. But I just saw a cool looking 6-inch figure, and I was not gonna pass snatching it up. So let me just take you from top to bottom. We got the Warcraft logo of the upcoming movie. You can see the figure clearly. Now, this figure DUROTAN, which I'm going to try and say it like that throughout the video. I'm going to slip up. But this figure, I know he's supposed to be more like a Hulk-sized figure. I have 3 other figures in the wave. I don't know if that's the complete set, but I have the other 3 figures, and they all seem to max out at the 6-inch. I'm assuming, based on what I've seen on the movie trailer, that this DUROTAN is a lot bigger than, say, Lothar. But in the toy form, they're all in the 6-inch mark, it seems. So, just a little scale issue there, but still a very cool looking figure. I don't collect much of Jakks specific. I know they did the WWE figures before Mattel took over the license. But again, I was not going to pass this up. It looks very cool. And let me show you the rest of the box. You got nice artwork there. Turn to the side, Warcraft, DUROTAN, and let's go to the back. So nice image of the action figure itself in the back, and let's learn a little bit more about this dude.
Chieftain of the Frostwolf clan, DUROTAN is one of the bravest warriors in all of Orkine. Master of the battle axe, he will do whatever it takes to ensure the safety of his family and the future of his clan.
Alright, sounds like a good dude. So, that's DUROTAN. And let's open this guy up. And here I have DUROTAN taken right out of the package. And I just got to tell you guys, taking him out of that package reminded me of when I used to take out those Spawn toys and all the characters from the old school McFarlane line of Spawn toys. You got the spikes, you got the bones, you got the fur. It seems like a character right out of the Spawn comics, right? But back in those early 90s McFarlane toys, oh man, even smelled like him. So he stands a little over 6 inches tall. So again, I'm sure his scale, you know, should be a lot bigger. Maybe if he was a 7-inch figure, but it's fine because he looks super cool. You can see he has detail up the wazoo. And the paintwork is not too shabby on those, you know, the clothing pieces. Look at the line work on the fur, the variation in colors. You got the orange, you got the light brown, you got the dark brown. Everything that is supposed to be bones and skull, and it just looks like bones and skulls, right? You also got some feathers there. Look at the detail on his little skirt piece. Spikes all over the place. Good job. So excited. I'm going to bring him up a little bit closer so you can get a better view. This is a big dude. Look how wide he is. Awesome. Now I want to get an up close and personal view of DUROTAN. So again, he stands a little over 6 inches tall. And I'm just going to go real quick over the sculpt and the paint. Now, the sculpt work, you can tell. Just take a look at it. Like I said, it reminded me of the Spawn toys from back in the day. And you know their sculpting was amazing. Just take a look at all that sculpt work and all that detail put in. So a lot of love in creating this figure, you can tell. And that head sculpt, let's bring him a little closer. Look at the head sculpt. Now, obvious flaw with the paint, his left tooth chipped all over. You know, the white of his tooth is not painted all the way, or it was painted, but then it chipped. So, I mean, that happens. It still looks awesome. Maybe your version, when you're going through the stores, might have a better paint job on the tooth, so keep an eye out for that. I'm digging the flesh tone that they used. And originally I was going to knock on their use of the wash, because you can see he has the flesh tone here, and it looks a little dirty, right? It looks like the wash didn't settle in long enough to accentuate his muscles and the rest of the sculpt work. But this dude is a tribal warrior. This guy is a warrior. He's always in battles. He's always foraging. He's always hunting. He's gonna get dirty, right? So I think that this wash is giving you the idea that he's always dirty. I don't think he's taking too many showers. See? Just looks like dirt. So it works. So that wash that they put on works. And I just love the composition, you know, all the different colors. It all flows nicely. I love the design of this figure. Look at the red braid. Now the red could be painted on a little bit better. You see right here, maybe another coat would have been great. The black is bleeding through, but you got nice bright red paint there on the necklace, on his bone necklace, and that bone necklace is sculpted nicely. Now let's take a look. Look, even his ears, the detail on his ears right there. Let's see if I can get that in for you. They even sculpted in the earrings. His hair is braided. Nice wide back. Yeah. Now check out the back of this guy. Look at all the sculpting and detailing on his fur dress, his belt, the forearms, right? Look at the chains. So the chains could use a little bit better paint job there, but it's all right. We get the idea. We got the bone picks, his sweet axe. See the axe? Now that's just a dark gray molded plastic. It's not painted at all. And his handle itself, let me take this off for a second. Orange paint, but as you can see, it's chipped, right? You see that? But hey, you know, at least they're trying. And for a figure I did not expect, you know, for a toy line I did not expect, it just has the cool factor. Everything is working, you know, even though the paint can use more work, everything is working. And it's just, this is something that's going to pop off the shelf when you display it. Look at that. The bones look like bones. The fur looks like fur. That belt looks like leather. So it's not the best paint job in the world, but it works. And the sculpt is fantastic. Fantastic. Let's take a better look at the hand sculpt here. Look at that. The fingernails sculpted in. The knuckles. Great job. You got the spikes, and look at all the detail. You know, some toy companies will just totally skimp out on all this detail, or just paint it on. But nope, everything is sculpted, and they painted it to the best of their ability. Nice bone picks there. Got the bone picks, bone axes, whatever you want to call them. So the sculpting is fantastic. The paint can use a little work, but it pops, you know, it works. The design choice of DUROTAN was a good one. Now let's talk about the articulation of DUROTAN here. Now let's start right off the bat with the head. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, his articulation is very limited. The head, it should be able to turn. If he didn't have these long braids, you see, which aren't very, I mean, you can bend them. I wouldn't play too much with it. I don't want anything to, you know, snap off, or I don't want to deform the plastic. But it should turn, but you see right there, I try to turn it, and it goes right back to the middle because of the hair impeding the range of motion. So that's, you know, one strike you get it, but there is a joint there, and he should be able to turn his head. And hopefully with the other figures we'll see that a little bit better. Let's go on to the shoulders here. You can see an obvious hinge. Oh, and the paint, I forgot to mention, I'm digging the flesh tone. I am digging the flesh tone paint that they use. Looks very realistic. Alright, so kudos on that flesh tone. Alright, well, we've got an obvious hinge here. And let's see, he can go up, his arm can raise up as high as that, and it rotates 360 degrees. Very nice. Okay, now we have a rotating elbow joint, plus it has a little bit of a hinge. It's limited in just the way the sculpting is. You're not going to get the best range of motion there. See, that's as far as it can bend up, so limited there, and but extends and rotates, so not bad. And rotation at the wrist. All right, it goes all the way around. No hinge, just a rotation. So very minimal so far. For the, let's see, if there's no ab crunch, but there is a waist swivel. So let's swivel that. And it's not, you know, it's great. You got a waist swivel, and this belt is not impeding it where it doesn't look good. You know, you don't need, it can go 360 degrees, I'm sure, but why would you want him to do a 360 and his face facing that way and his legs facing, you know, the front of his legs facing this way? Makes no sense. So left, right, looks good. Now let's go into the legs. Now the legs, there's a hip rotation here. Okay, thigh rotation. Let me see if I can show you guys. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah. So you can see there's the upper thigh rotation, and then it leads into a single jointed knee, which isn't bad. So there's no, you know, this skirt piece here definitely prevents, look, I'm sure the range of motion is a lot better, but it does not go, and I will not push it past. I do not want to mess anything up on this figure. And also the skirt piece on the side is limited. I'm unsure if it has any, you know, sidekick movement here, but I'm not going to mess around with this beautiful sculpt. It looks good. All right, and the single jointed knee, like I said, no ankle joints, no ankle rockers, but this dude has gigantic feet. So just push your toes down, and he stands up just fine on his own. Now, just for a size comparison, you have DUROTAN from the upcoming Warcraft movie and the World of Warcraft line franchise created by Blizzard Entertainment, and here I have the Blizzard man himself, Blizzard, from the Marvel Legends line, Marvel villain. But yeah, you can see DUROTAN should be a hulking figure, and it should not be standing at the same height as Blizzard. Should be maybe 7, maybe 8 inches tall from what I've seen in the movie trailer and from videos on this guy. But so height about the same as the Marvel Legends. But let's look at the sculpt work. I mean, there's like no sculpting done here, where there's a lot of sculpt work done here. So I'm going to give it to Jakks specific on that one. And paint, you know, the paint is a lot more vibrant on the Marvel Legends. And here he's supposed to be a grimy, more dirty, war-torn figure character. So it works, you know. It's not the best paint job, but it works for the character that he is, and that is DUROTAN. So as a recap, we got DUROTAN. And yeah, overall, I recommend this figure. Again, I was pleasantly surprised when strolling through the store. And 6-inch scale figure, he should be a little bit bigger. You know, at least they tell you right off the bat with your articulation, it's only 11 points of articulation. So it's not a big surprise, but definitely displays very well. And I am happy to have in my collection. Ranges about 20 bucks if you go to the store. You could probably find it a little cheaper online. But keep your eye out for this guy, DUROTAN, and stay tuned for more videos. Like, subscribe, comment, and share. You know what to do. Peace.